Hi, this is Richard with Sewing Machine Tips and Tricks, and today I have a Kenmore 8, model number 158.13412. I believe that's right. Let's make sure. Yep, 158.13412. Okay. Of course, it was kind of upside down for you there. Sorry. So I'm going to be servicing this in a minute. But let's go over some stuff. So in the event that you're just unfamiliar with Kenmores or sewing, then let's just go over the controls real quick. All right, obviously this is your on-off switch. This is your hand wheel right here. This end right here, this is what I call a clutch. I guess the sewing machine world calls it a stop motion. I call it a clutch. Why? Because when you undo it, well, when it's working right, when it's serviced, the rest of the machine doesn't turn. It's just for the threader, so that when you're winding or the bobbin winder, excuse me, not threader, bobbin winder. So when you're winding a bobbin, the rest of the machine doesn't go. But as you can see, I need to clean it and lubricate it because it ain't working right. So I'll be getting that done here in a little bit. So right here we have our stitch selector, and we have 3 stitch positions, and there are 2 different stitches in each position. So I'll show you how to get to each stitch in those positions here in a minute. Down here is your stitch width, 1 to 4. Okay, so that has to do with how wide of a zigzag you're making, or if you're doing one of these designer stitches, how wide that is. Then down here we have two different knobs or settings. We have the stitch length, and it goes from 0 to 6. And so those numbers are stitches per inch. So at 0, the fabric's not moving, it's just sitting there and running. So in actuality, you could put 100 stitches in an inch, I guess. But basically 0 is the fabric's not moving. Once you start moving it off of it, then you can have a lot of stitches. Your first number is 24. Okay, so this, you can get 24 stitches per inch. That's a really tiny stitch. And then we go to 12, 8, and 6, right? Okay, so let me know if you understand the stitch length. All right. This right here, so this has to do with the stitch selection. This is our stitch selector. This is the actual stitch selector, but this affects it. So when you're on this orange, the stitches that you're going to do are the orange stitches. When your stitch selector is right here, okay, it doesn't show it, but when it's right here and your stitch width is on 0, you are simply doing a straight stitch, and that's it. Okay. Now, buttonholes. So this machine will do buttonholes, and so let's this right here would be the left side of the buttonhole. This would be the top and or the bottom of the buttonhole, and this would be the right hand side of the buttonhole. So when you start a buttonhole, it doesn't matter whether you start here or here. We're going to start here, okay? And you'll do, say you're starting here, so you're going to do, or actually, you know what? That's backwards. We're moving backwards. Okay, so we're going to start with the right. And the reason I'm saying that is there's an arrow right there. Okay, there's an arrow there, and there's an arrow there. Those arrows denote the direction that your fabric's moving. Okay, so we'll start on the right, and it's going to make a buttonhole stitch down the right hand side. Then you get to the length you want to go, and you're going to finish it off with on the bottom. All right, now you're ready to come back up the other side. You're going to come up the right side, and the fabric's going to come back to you. Okay, so it's going to be going in reverse, and then when you get that done, then you're going to switch it here and do the top. All right, if you got questions on that, let me know. Now, we also have this setting right here. So what is this? This, from L to S, long to short, okay, called a modifier. It allows you to switch from the orange stitch to the white stitch, okay? And because your, well, on Kenmore's, your stitch length can have some to do with your with the modifier and with how the white stitches look, but you should set it on your longest stitch and then adjust it right here. Okay, so this would be long, making it a longer stitch. This would be short, making it a shorter stitch. Normally, and I'll let you listen to this. Okay, so hopefully you can hear that kind of pop in. That's a specific spot, and it's like the middle. And normally when everything else is adjusted and everything's working right, that's where it should be when you're doing these. Now, this stitch right here shows 3 wide. That's not 3 wide. You're not making a 3 wide stitch. You're making a 3 heavy stitch. So what this does going in the modifier is it allows the machine to go into what's called a back stitch. So it will go forward, go backward, and then go forward again. Then it'll go forward, go backward, and then go forward again. And so that creates a heavy stitch of basically 3 stitches in one spot, all the way down through there. All right. And if you have it set on modifier, what it's not showing here, and you adjust your width, it's going to do this with a zigzag. Okay, so it'll make a zigzag 3 heavy. All right, 3 stitches heavy. If you got questions on that, let me know. Now that should be that. That's easy to understand. If this is your tension, 0 to 9 or whatever you want to call it. Great place to start with your tension on a tensioner that's 0 to 9, 1 to 10, whatever you want to call it. Great place to start is on 4. Okay, set your tension on 4. All right. This is for your presser foot pressure, and it puts pressure down on your fabric. The thicker your fabric, the more pressure you're going to want to put on it. It helps it to feed correctly. All right. I'm not going to thread this right now, but if you're threading it, I go over this in almost every video. That I make. The first thing that you do before you thread a machine is you lift your presser foot. The reason you do that is because it opens your tension disc. So you can see this is tight. I pick it up and now it's loose. Okay, it opens that up. Every machine, regardless of what machine, the new plastic ones, the same thing. All right, so lift your presser foot. Then your thread's going to go from your spool pin. You're looking for a thread guide first. So you'll go to this thread guide. Now, a lot of people seem to want to do this. This is wrong. You don't do this. This thing is for winding a bobbin. Okay, it doesn't matter what machine it is. This is for winding a bobbin. You're going to come under here. It's going to come up here. Okay, this is a thread guide. It goes under and it pulls in, come around and in. There it is. Thread guide's threaded. Now you're going to come to your tension assembly, and you're going to come up, bring bring the thread up to the spring, push on it, bring it up past that so that it's threaded just like that. All right, then we will go into this thread guide, make sure this is up. We will thread the take up lever, just like so, come down, back into this thread guide, into this thread guide. And then we're going to the needle. We're going to go into that thread guide. You can go on either side. It does not matter. There's no right or wrong way. It's whatever your preference is. Okay. At this point, you can drop your presser foot. Okay. Your thread's already in the tension disc. You can drop your presser foot. And then you're going to thread your needle. Just like that, right there. Okay, now provided that you already have your bobbin in here, bobbin case stuff, then and the bottom's on it. You can see I have the bottom off. I've already taken the bottom off. Had a little problem I needed to make a repair on, glue a part that was broke, and so I've got that going. Anyway, that's how it threads, and it should be good to go at that point. I'm going to unthread it because I'm about to service it, but I just wanted to show you that. Let's open this up, and then we can pull that out. All right, if you have questions on this, let me know. What's the model? Do you have a Kenmore 8? There's a few different Kenmore 8s, a few different model numbers. What model number do you have? All right, let me know. Let me know in the comments what model number you have, and what problem are you having? What problem are you having with your machine? Why'd you come to this video to watch it? What's going on that you're trying to figure out? Let me know in the comments. All right. So now to service this, take the top off. Take the needle plate off of it. Take the bottom off, which I've already done. All right, it's simple. Just a few screws there, a few screws here, and it drops right off. The hard part is this right here, this end. And we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, right here, this is your hook. So to take that out, you pop this over, you pop that over, you pull this out, just like that, and then that's your hook. Simple. In order to put it back in, make sure that your needle is not down, okay? If it's in this position, you won't get it in. So make sure it's up. Your hook is going to go right here. This holds it, as you've seen when I pulled it out, okay? Drops in there just like that. This little piece right here, it goes in that little hole right there. So it sits upright like this, just drops in, just like that, okay? And then this pops over, like so, and this pops over, like so. Now there are some machines where this thing will turn around, all right? This one it won't, but there are some that will. If you have a machine where this turns around, do not try to bring this up this way. Don't do it, okay? It don't go that way. You can break stuff. It goes this way, okay? It always undoes from in to out, and then you hold it in place by taking it from outside to inside, just like that, okay? They always face the top. They never come around the bottom. Any questions, let me know. I'm going to service this, so I'm taking it out. Now, let's take the top off and discuss a couple of things. Okay, so you got 2 screws. Okay, so getting these screws out. Pull this off. In order to take this off, you have to remove this screw, untighten this and take it completely off. You have to remove these two screws, and then this belt goes to a pulley here, and that pulley hooks to another belt which goes down to the motor. And you have to gently get some sort of tool, maybe like this, in there, and just kind of pop this off of that pulley in here carefully. You don't want to break the belt. All right. Once you do that, then this hand wheel will slide off and you can pull this off. If you try to pull this off with that belt still on that pulley, it's not going to come off very willingly, and if you put enough pressure on it to force it off, you're probably going to break something. You could chip the pulley, you could break this piece, you could pop a belt, depending on the condition of everything, so you want to be real careful. Now, any lint and stuff you want to get out of this. Once you get all the lint out, then you're going to lubricate it with sewing machine oil, or excuse me, you're going to lubricate it with sewing machine oil or Triflow. Your gears, you can put a little bit of grease on that, or you can use dry lubricant. I use Triflow dry lubricant. The reason I use that as opposed to grease is because it does not attract lint and dirt and all that good stuff, right? It dries up to like a wax. It's like a waxy thing, waxy. So you can use that on gears. You can use that on open lobes like that. Stuff that slides, gears and stuff that slides, but anywhere where it's got a really tight fit, so like bushings and stuff, or your needle bar, you don't want to put that on there because that will dry up and lock your machine up, okay? Let me know if you have any questions on any of that. If you would like to see the full video on me servicing this, you can go over to Patreon, and I've got several different plans over there. Starts at $2, and you can pick what you're comfortable with paying on it to see what I put on there. The proceeds from Patreon goes to further my videos on online, and create better videos, create more videos, hopefully create more in-depth videos to help y'all out. All right, so if you wanna see how I service this, then go on over to Patreon and you can see the full video. If you have any specific questions, you can drop them below and I will do my best to answer them. All right, y'all have a great day, and I'll see you over at Patreon.